Welcome to Taxpayer Alert. I'm Al Segalla, I'll be your moderator. I'm also president of the Calaveras County Taxpayer Association. But this is not all about taxes. We've discovered a young lady that has a combination of beauty and brains. It's incredible. And this should be, when we hear her story, we will be inspired to get it to a teenager so they can learn about life. So this is Madisen Eads. Maddie, welcome to Taxpayer Alert.
Thanks, Al. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Well, the first question we have is community support. Tell us a little bit about that.
So over the years, I've been in the community quite a bit. I've noticed that a large part of where I'm going in life and what I'm doing is going to be about community support. From a young age, I've had a lot of community support, whether it be with high school, with those sports I did, or with any kind of activities I was doing. Recently, I've seen a lot of it kind of develop with a business I'm managing, which is Ira's Old Corner Saloon. It's a family business, which my dad had purchased a little over a year ago. Through that, I've seen that many people actually tend to support me, my family, support the business, and it really does take an army to kind of build something like that. And it's made me feel more empowered and more motivated to continue to build up the community, seeing how much people support our family and support the business. So I think it definitely takes a lot of community support to be as motivated as I am.
The Old Corner Saloon has a moose head on the wall. And one of my projects is to convince your dad to put a little mechanism that would allow the moose to move just a little bit. And I haven't been successful so far, but we'll see.
Yeah, I bet people would be a little freaked out if they saw it start to move.
But it would go viral.
Yes, yes.
You're involved in college. Tell us about your college course.
So I started at MJC back in 2019. I've kind of been switching between, I did start with Columbia and then switched over to MJC. I enjoyed both colleges. I thought they were both amazing. I really have been enjoying my college experience. I started out with veterinary technology. I decided to go into small, large, and equine for veterinary technology. I worked in veterinary medicine for a little bit as well, and found I really was passionate about medicine itself in the medical field. So I decided to switch directions and start looking at nursing. I have completed 4 years of college already, and I'm looking to do more on top of that. So MJC's been wonderful. They have great programs, affordable, and they have a lot of outreach programs too. So they definitely try to help their students as much as they can. And it's really, I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to attend a college like that and be able to get the experience that I do.
Equine is a word that means horse, and and horses are different than puppy dogs, so that's quite a range of.
Pretty wide range.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else in the college course that you're interested in?
I'm interested in pursuing a more in-depth career with nursing, so I looked at either being an ER nurse or a CRNA, which is going to be a certified registered anesthesiologist nurse.
Okay.
So that includes going to a separate college entirely, so I would become a full RN or a registered nurse, and then I would look at applying for CRNA or an anesthesiology course at a different school. Entirety, I'm looking at maybe I'll be 33 when I graduate and I'm fully done with everything. But there's a lot I can go into with nursing and looking at all of those options. It's definitely a great career path, and there's many different directions that people have to choose from. And there's a wide range of different, it's not all about trying to be in medicine. There's a wide range with medicine.
You've been involved, you're a rodeo queen.
Yeah.
Tell us about your high school rodeo experience.
So I started high school rodeo, or I've been riding horses since I can remember. I've always competed in horse shows, always ridden horses. That's always been a large part of my life. I started high school rodeo my junior year of high school, and I could not be more grateful for my time in that program. They are very supportive of everybody who's starting out. It doesn't mean that everybody helps everybody. If you're unsure about starting a new event, everybody helps you learn the new event. It's a great program. I had, they offer great scholarships was the biggest thing for me. So I actually was able to go all the way to state finals for high school rodeo for girls cutting, which is going to be cow horse work. I also did barrel racing, pole bending, those types of events. But
What's pole bending?
Pole bending is going to be where we have 6 poles set up and the horse will weave in between the poles.
Oh.
Yeah. And so it's a timed event just like barrel racing. It's a great program. You get to experience so many things. You get to travel all over the state of California. You get to go and participate with many other students. And each area has their own district. So even if you're homeschooled, you can still be a part of it. And then the scholarship program that they do for seniors, I believe every student who applied for scholarships did receive some sort of scholarship money. So they do it in their district level.
And which school?
This is for high school rodeo.
Okay.
So high school rodeo, the program itself,
Okay.
sets aside a fund and a program to donate money for scholarships to high school rodeo kids.
Okay.
So it's not a part of any school. Any person, it doesn't matter what age, from I think it's 7th grade and up, in that age range, you can go and look at what district they would be a part of through their area that they live in, and then they can apply and go to the meetings and then start participating in high school rodeo events. And so through that program that I was a part of, they did scholarships and they raise money for the kids to do the scholarship program that they have. And I believe every kid who applied for it in high school rodeo received a scholarship.
Wow.
Yeah.
The 7th grade would be 14 years old, 15?
I think about 12. It's junior high, so they have a junior high rodeo
Okay, so
league.
if the if the person is 12 years old, they can.
Participate, yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Even for like homeschooling, so it doesn't have to be affiliated with like a school program per se. They can go and just look up a high school rodeo and they can find a district in their area.
All right. Our next topic is nursing. You touched on it a little bit. We have about 20 minutes to go. So can we more deeply explore nursing?
Yeah. So my aunt is actually a nurse up in Yuba City. When I got into veterinary medicine, I really found that I enjoyed medicine itself. I loved doing like the drug calculations.
Not just horses.
Not just horses, people too. Yep. So I decided to touch into that side of myself a little bit and went into phlebotomy. So I actually
Now,
became...
phlebotomy is blood drawing? Okay.
Yep. So I became a certified phlebotomist. I actually just got my license back in September. So I really enjoyed the program I did. It was a Cal Regional program. They have multiple locations throughout the state of California. And the way they set it up, it's a kind of a fast course. So you go to the school, you kind of go through all of the experiences, and then they actually give you hands-on experience through the program. So I got to draw blood off my mom. I got to draw blood off of my dad, my brother, those kinds of people. Your family get to come in and do that.
Did she cry?
She did not. Nope. She took it like a champ. She did really good. My aunt actually came out too. But it's a really cool program, and I think getting involved in medicine was definitely something my heart was motivated towards. I definitely enjoy helping people. And I think there's a lot that I can learn from being a nurse. I'm really passionate about caring for people and being able to help people. And I feel like in today's world and today's medical field per se, I feel like that touch of actual caring with nursing is a little bit lost. So I can tell that sometimes there are people who are involved in nursing and the medical field for how much they do make. It is a good living and a good career. And I feel like there's a lot more that as a nurse I want to provide. I want to provide a safe environment. I want to make sure that I'm providing for my patients. I want to make sure that I'm definitely caring for my patients in the way that I would want to be cared for. Because most of the time when we go to see a nurse, it's somebody's worst day. So on your worst day, I think what would I want in return for treatment? And sometimes nurses can be the total change in a situation. And most of the time when you're in a medical situation, you're dealing with your nurse. Doctors are kind of the ones that come in and are kind of just the overseers of everything and check in. Your nurse is going to be the one who's taking your vitals, checking in on you, administering medications, doing all of that. So your nurse is who you're going to be interacting with the most. And I feel it's really important to try and put forward a positive attitude, be caring, and it improves patient outcome. It improves the way people heal. So not only is medicine important to have knowledge of and to be able to actually help people, but there's also a empathy and caring side of nursing that I feel like is really important to helping people and going in that direction. So I felt like phlebotomy gave me a really good introduction to that, gave me a really good start to see how I would feel with medicine, just because medicine, there's multiple different avenues people can go into. It's not all about blood. There's places you can go where there's no blood, things like that. There's many different options where there's CNAs, medical assistants, things like that. But phlebotomy was definitely one of those jobs and one of those paths that I took that I enjoyed. Once I saw that, I thought this isn't a bad idea to start trying to get into nursing school. Nursing school is quite hard to get into. Right now I'm taking prereqs. So
Pre what?
Prereqs. So that's going to be my prerequisite courses to apply for the program.
Okay.
So
Preparation.
Yep. They require that we complete a certain level of things. There's definitely a lot of hoops to jump through for the nursing program. They have, they do it based off of a point system and a lottery system. So basically, you have to have a certain number of points to even apply. The point scale is out of 100. So I think when I had spoken with her last, she said the least amount of points they would take is like 78. So I have to get, it's based off of grades, what courses I take, and then they call it the TEAS test, which is an introductory test to apply for a nursing program. And then that's what I'll take, and my score on that also applies to the points.
I see.
So once I get the points,
How many points do you have to get?
the max amount is 100. The least amount I could probably get is going to be 78.
Okay.
So I got to do pretty good on my schooling. And then after that, it's a lottery system. So they put all of the applicants in a lottery system, and they pick people. If somebody gets picked and they don't think they have enough points, they put them back. And then if they don't pick my name at all, I don't get picked for that. So I could have 100 points, but if I don't get picked through the lottery system, I don't get into the program.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a little challenging. There's multiple schools in our area that I can look at. I'm looking at Columbia, Delta, Modesto Junior College. Fresno State definitely came into mind because I do know they have a nursing program as well. But there are private schools as well. So if need be, I will probably go into a private school if I have to. But I'm dedicated to nursing, and I'm really excited to try and get into it. And veterinary medicine really introduced me to that.
All right, that's cool. Now, your mother is Madisen Eads, and apparently she's an accomplished lady also. She, I understand, is a government official or somewhere?
Yep, so she's the city administrator of Sonora. A lot of what I have obtained and the way I am really grateful to my family. My family supports me and motivates me and helps me as much as they can. And my mom is one of my role models to definitely look up to. She is amazing at what she does. And she is the one who taught me my caring side. She cares about all. And it's very, very, I love and I feel grateful to be able to see those moments when she cares for the community and she's working in her position that she's in now. She loves her job. And it's truly what she is meant to do, is work in community development, work in those areas, and city administrator, I think, is probably one of her favorite jobs. She loves Sonora. She loves getting to meet people. She loves getting to see the community grow. She loves being able to help people in her community. And I think it's really cool to see her in a position where she can do all of those things.
Yeah, that's good. Well, we have 14 minutes left, and our last topic is veterinary medicine, but you covered that a little bit already. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So I've worked at quite a few vet clinics in the area, one of the major ones being Sierra Veterinary Care. I would say that I really dove into medicine at Sierra Veterinary Care. They are by far one of the best vet clinics in our area. I still take my pets there, actually. I also worked at the MJC surgery department for the veterinary technology program.
What's NBC?
MJC's Modesto Junior College.
Okay.
Yep, so I actually worked for the college for a short period of time as one of their techs for their surgery department. So what MJC does is they partnered with a few shelters in the area and a few programs, and they'll actually bring us animals for our students to practice on, for like surgery. So we do spays and neuters for certain programs. It's not really offered to the public, but it's offered through shelters in Modesto. So they work with the shelters that have an overflow of animals, and they'll bring them in. They do a spay and neuter release program. So they'll trap cats and dogs, and then they'll spay and neuter the cats and release the cats. The dogs, they do try to rehabilitate and rehome. Yeah. Most of the time for adult cats, it's really hard to, if they are feral cats and they've been outside their entire lives, it's really hard to rehabilitate them and put them in homes. So a tip and neuter release program is the best solution in that sense, because what they'll do is they'll trap them, bring them in, we give them rabies vaccines, we spay and neuter, and then we tip their ear. So if you see a cat with a tipped ear or a portion of their ear missing, that means they've been taken care of by a tip and neuter release program.
And they'll probably have a chip in their body.
Some do, yeah. There are some programs that do chip them. I don't believe MJC chips them, though.
Okay.
They do rabies vaccines, and they do sometimes upper respiratory vaccines. And then what I really loved about that program is if they saw anything else wrong, like ear mites, an eye infection, or a cut, or anything else going on with the animal, they would do the above and beyond, and they would actually care for the animal itself. So we would treat ear mites, we would treat eye infections, upper respiratory infections, all of that. And in cases where we had more severe patients, in certain circumstances, we would keep them actually in cages and specifically care for them. But this is all students that are working on these animals to gain experience, to go out in the veterinary medicine world. And it provided me some great experience to go out into veterinary medicine. I fell in love with small animal personally. I've worked with large animal, and I've worked with horses as well. But small animal definitely is one of those things that I fell in love with. And Sierra Veterinary Care, Dr. Whitman and Debbie definitely gave me the opportunity to explore that. And I wish I could stay with veterinary medicine. It's one of those things I truly loved, but it's hard to continue on. They don't have very many things that you can advance with. With nursing, there's a lot more options you can go into. There's anesthesiology, there is ER nurse, ICU nurse, the pediatric nurse. So there's a lot of different programs and departments you can go into. With veterinary technology, a vet tech is a nurse for animals. So there's normally vet techs and then veterinarians. So there isn't really a whole lot of different avenues you can go into. Right. They're starting to develop different departments for veterinary medicine, which would be like dental work. They're starting to do more dental work. They did like the dental work on canines for police dogs. So that's really cool to see the titanium teeth that they put in, and they put in police dogs, which is really cool. There's also orthopedics is becoming a really big one actually too. So a lot of orthopedic work is starting. Surgery, orthopedics is being done for dogs.
That's about bones?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Bones. So the most common ones that I saw with Sierra Veterinary Care is going to be like a knee replacement. So they'll do like I believe it's an MPL as they call it. I will butcher the word if I try to pronounce what that means. But basically what they do is it's a knee replacement. So they'll take the kneecap and they'll take the groove where the kneecap kind of sits, which is kind of resembles between our knuckles. Yeah. And they'll deepen that groove so that the kneecap can sit in that and it won't go off to the side. Because what we can see with dogs like pit bulls and even some smaller breeds, their kneecap will go out of place. And that can cause a lot of discomfort. So what they'll do is they'll do basically a knee replacement and deepen that area so the kneecap sits comfortably. Oh. But that's becoming pretty big, and we're also seeing more in like urban areas. There's a lot more programs and directions to go with veterinary medicine. But I choose to stay in our area. I'm definitely dedicated to Calaveras County and Copper per se, just because of my family and the area we're at. So it's one of those things where I felt like being a nurse and being able to help the community was definitely the direction I wanted to go in. But veterinary medicine gave me the introduction to it. I worked with all kinds of animals. I've even worked with buffalo. They are scary. Definitely don't want to mess with buffalo, but it's fun.
Tell me some of the attractions of the Old Corner Saloon.
So we actually have one of the oldest acting liquor licenses in the state of California. When I started this with my dad, I was actually under the age of 21, but the good thing for the Old Corner Saloon, we can have under the age of 21 in our bar. So the way it's set up, we have 2 liquor license grandfathered in. We have a ton of history about the bar. There's photos of Black Bart sitting at the bar. We have pool tables. We have we have food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner now. But we have one of the oldest acting liquor license. We are not the oldest bar, sadly. I believe the Iron Door is the oldest bar. But our liquor license has continued, and the bar did open in 1862. It's got quite a few historical areas in the area as well. Behind the bar is the old mine shaft where they transported copper. We have photos of the bar back in the 1800s. It's really cool because back in the day, there were 2 major fires in Copper. One of the fires wiped out everything. I think they only saved 2 buildings, which happened to be the bar and the church, I'm pretty sure. Those are priorities right there. And then there was an additional fire that wiped out everything again except for the bar. So the bar
wiped out the church?
I think it did. I think this either the first or the second fire, but the bar is one of the remaining original buildings from the 2 fires that happened in Copper.
Wow.
Yep. And
it seemed like God cared more for a saloon than it did a church.
Yeah. But it's been great to see how much the community supports. It's taught me a lot about running a business. So I've had the opportunity to be able to run and manage the bar, and that is going into business. I did take a few business classes through MJC, and the support from the community in continuing my education and knowledge in business is amazing. And it's definitely motivated me to try and go do more. We would like to build up the bar a little bit more, extend it, make it more of a restaurant style. So we are serving food right now, but we want to be able to be a little more family friendly. We still do a lot of different events. We have an event this weekend coming up where we're going to have everybody come out. We'll have cornhole in the grass area. We have a grass area we're setting up. We do live music. We do mechanical bull nights. We do pool tournaments. We do all kinds of stuff. We actually have a ladies' night pool tournament that starts on every Monday. And then our normal pool tournaments, which everybody's invited to, is on Thursdays. Our social media is Ira's Old Corner Saloon, and everything is up on there. And I'm the one who runs the social media pages as well. But it's really, really great to see how much the community supports local business owners and small business owners. And it definitely motivates me to support small business owners as well, because there's so much potential and opportunity to grow our community and small businesses. And it's definitely one of those things where it changes the community itself, and it changes local families as well. And it helps support those local families that choose to stay in our area and kind of grow our little community we have. So it's really cool to kind of see that.
Also, there's a Coca-Cola sign, and that pictures a lady, and I understand that the previous owner, Odie, contacted that lady and got a newspaper article about that.
So it's actually a pretty famous Coca-Cola sign. We have a few Coca-Cola signs. Most of the owners of the bar have kept all of the original decorations and stuff. So that Coca-Cola sign is pretty famous for being one of the original Coca-Cola signs.
Right.
So we have Coca-Cola signs, I believe, dating back to the 1900s. We have the Santa one too, where he's pictured with it's Santa with his hat on, and he's drinking a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So we have that one too. We also have the one that Odie was in the newspaper with. Yep. And it's pretty cool to see all of those things that are the history passed down. It definitely is interesting to me because I feel like I'm getting to see a little piece of what it once was. And I want to continue to dive into the history of the place because it's so interesting. The mine shaft that's in the back, looking at how the community and everybody who came together to support it, like the way we've been able to continue to keep open. I think it's just really interesting to see all of those aspects of it. And so seeing like when a spaghetti plate dinner was 25 cents, seeing how much that's changed. So it's cool for me to see how our history was and kind of take a look and see what it was like back in the day. And I think it's definitely cool to bring people together as well because there's a wide range of ages that comes into the bar. I've even sat in the bar doing homework So it's kind of like a little spot to hang out. We have a few other people who actually come in and do homework there too. People will come in and do their business work. People will come in to have dinner with their families. People come in to chat with a bartender or one of our servers. All of our employees are locals, and they've been in the community for quite some time. And we have a really great team right now. So our team's been definitely doing a really good job. They've been helping me as much as they can, and I could not do what I'm doing without my team or the community, for sure. I'm extremely grateful for my dad giving me the opportunity to do what I'm doing, our team members giving us the support we need to do what we're doing, and the community itself too, because we definitely want to support our community too.
I understand your dad gets high quality beef, and the hamburgers are they're huge.
Yep. So we have been purchasing from our supplier, our meat supplier, for over, I believe, 25 years. My grandfather, Rod Henton, who opened Cisco, which is Cisco Fire Sprinklers, which is his original business. He found our supplier actually in San Francisco. So he drives all the way from San Francisco up to us to deliver to us. We're the only person he delivers to in the area for sure. And what he does is he works with farmers to hand pick our beef. So we have ribeyes, New Yorks, fillets, and we have some very good seafood as well. So he drives up from San Francisco with king crab legs. They're about this long.
Right.
And we also have really great prawns as well. So we have a prawn dinner dish we do, but he's been able to allow us to bring some high quality beef and some high quality food to the table. We definitely try to keep our prices reasonable for what it is, but we want to be able to provide quality food, and most of our cooking is home style cooking too. So I taught myself to cook. Taught everybody else to cook, so we have no cooking
Well,
experience.
the food is delicious.
Good, yes, good. That's what we would like.
Well, we're down to the last minute, and if you're watching this and you're a teenager, watch it more than once, because you see a way to approach life, which makes it so much fun and successful. Maddie,
Thank you, Al.
thank you for being our guest.
Of course.
Thank you for watching Taxpayer Alert. See you next time.